Morning. It's Monday, and I am super duper late. I gotta leave just in a couple of minutes, so this is gonna have to be quick. But today, what I wanted to talk about is freedom. And of course, we know if you know Jesus, you know freedom like no other kind of freedom. But that's not the freedom that I'm going to talk about. Freedom I'm going to talk about is if you are bound by anything in your life, whether it's fear, worrying about what other people think about you, others' expectations, doing, what others want you to do, a job you hate, a relationship, whatever it is that you don't have freedom because of, you're bound for whatever reason. I want to encourage you to find your strength and to be free. Something that I've found over the past year, because I think we've all been there. You may be there right now, of where you're bound by things, by people pleasing, or, worrying about what others think of you or say about you, or all that stuff. And that's not being free. And I actually watched a movie last night while I was doing laundry before I went to bed. And man, it was good. It was so good. I don't even remember what it was called, but it was about this girl who, she grew up, her mom was constantly making sure that she looked perfect. She had to be perfect. She had to look perfect. Her hair had to be perfect. And her hair was hair that had to be taken care of in a special kind of way. And they would straighten it, and she couldn't get it wet or nothing, or it'd freeze. Well, she finally, as an adult, she ended up finding herself and being able to be free. Man, it was good, but it was so sad. Like, she would even get up before her man so that she could fix her hair and her makeup and stuff and look real good before he even woke up. There may be some of y'all doing that right now. And if that's what makes you happy. But I was like, man, I'm thankful that I could just relax. I ain't got nobody in my house but my little dog. And he don't care. He ain't worried not one bit about what I look like. I can be just completely free. And imagine having that much worry and fear about what somebody else or a group of people or whatever think about you, that you can't never be free. And that's something that he said, the guy that she was with, he said, you don't never let your hair down. Like he didn't know anything about her, because she couldn't be herself. And she finally, later on toward the end, she finally confronts her mom. And she says, I just wonder what I would have been if you'd have told me I was beautiful anyway. And her mom said, you wouldn't be marrying him, the guy that she was with, the doctor, And she was like, exactly. And then he was like, wait, what does that mean? Because that means she wasn't marrying him. She figured out she couldn't. Well, she finally stood up, and it was wonderful. She was able to be herself. But if you can't be yourself, you don't have that freedom. I want to encourage you to find that and to let go. Because regardless of what anybody else tells you, and you don't have to listen to me either, but what I've found to be true, you are beautifully and wonderfully made. Jesus died for you and loves you. Yeah, that part too. It don't matter if other people don't like you, or they think you're weird, or they think that you're wrong, they think that you can't be, so good. As a girl yesterday, I seen a video. She's got some people that have been making ugly comments to her. And it's religious, stuff, fanatics. And she was like, talking about what people associate with closeness to God, and it's wrong. Because the way you worship Him is going to be different than the way I do. And the way we worship, or even who we serve, because it's your choice. We don't even have to believe in God or nothing. That's your choice. He loves us that much. He don't make us do nothing. But we can't, force nobody to believe us or believe in Him or nothing. And how you introduce people to Him is not through hate, because that's not what He's about. But how I worship is going to be different. And I think some people got in their mind the only way is their way. And that's not correct, because some people's, in other words, you got to get up at this certain time, and you got to eat half an apple, not a whole apple, and you got to say this so many times. And I'm not making fun of nobody. Believe the way you want to believe, but just because it's your way you believe doesn't mean it's the way everybody else is going to believe or should. What's right for you may not be right for me, and vice versa. And that's okay. That is A-okay. So I hope if you don't have freedom in your life and what you're doing and your beliefs, I hope that you find the courage to have that. And I'm thankful. Finally, I've got to a place where I don't worry about that stuff. I don't care if, because just like another thing, yesterday I seen a girl was talking about they're known by the fruit that they bear. And I say that a lot, because some people will treat you some kind of way because you're not just like them. And the great part is, He knows us and He knows our heart. You'll be known by the fruit you bear. So if you keep bearing hate, keep bearing judgment, go be free. Go have a good day.